my dear students. I hope you all are fine. Your Lakshmi ma'am is back here again and with a new topic for you today. Of course not new, you have been introduced to this topic in standard 6th and we'll be continuing with whatever knowledge you have already acquainted in standard 6th. Okay? And the topic for today is algebra. Okay? So now students, here are some questions. Okay? The first question is you have to identify the monomials. You have to identify the monomials, identify the polynomials, which among these are polynomials. In the first question, okay? So let us check it out. Then your idea will be more clear with this. See the first question. You're having 5 minus 7x. So yes, it's a polynomial, simple thing. The first thing what you need to find out is that there should not be the variable. Now, how many variables you can see here? Only one variable we can see, x, and x has power 1. If there is no power, automatically it is understood that the power is what? 1, right? So if the power is 1, it's not having any negative power. That means it is not having any variable in the denominator. So it's a polynomial. Okay? That's correct. It's a polynomial. Let's come to question number 2. Very easily you can make out. In the denominator you have a variable y. You should not have any variable in the denominator because here you have the y to the power of 4 in the denominator. So this is not a polynomial. Right? This is not a polynomial. Very simple way to identify. Now let's come to the next one. 3.4z. It's a polynomial, right? I told you already, see, polynomial can also be a monomial, right? It can be, the terms can be 2 or more than 2 also, but then it can also be a monomial. So it's a polynomial. Clear? So this is correct because the variable z, it's having only one variable z and no power, means the power is 2, the power is non-negative. So it's a polynomial, right? Now 7.3, right? It's a polynomial or not? It's also a polynomial because 7.3 x to the power is same as what? 7.3 multiplied to 1. And 7.3 multiplied to 1 is same as 7.3 to any variable raised to the power of 0 is 1. So it's also a polynomial, right? It's a polynomial of degree 0. Okay, we'll be discussing that again. Now next is what? You can see the fifth question. So it's a polynomial, right? Now this is also a polynomial or not? No, it's not a polynomial because you can see a variable in the denominator. See, the most important thing is what? Whenever you see any variable in the denominator, understand that it is not a polynomial, right? This is the best way of finding it out. Or if you see a negative power, okay? Now let's come to the next question. You have to write down the numerical coefficient and also the degree. First thing, you have to find out the numerical coefficient. You know that there are two types of coefficient, numerical coefficient and a literal coefficient. I have not introduced all these terms because already you are introduced in standard 6. Yes or no? So numerical coefficient is what? The number part of an algebraic expression. And the degree, if it is monomial. That means first of all you have to identify whether these are monomials or not. And if they are monomial, you have to find the numerical coefficient as well as the degree also. That is the question asked to you. So first thing, whether it is monomial, then find the coefficient, that is a numerical one, and the degree. Okay, so let us come to the question. 45, is it a monomial? Yes, it is a monomial. It's having only one term. And its coefficient can be anything. It can be a to the power of 0, its literal coefficient can be a to the power of 0, x to the power of 0, b to the power of 0, anything. So what is the numerical part? 45. Yes, it is a monomial. And what is the numerical coefficient? Numerical coefficient is 45. And what is the degree? Now the variable is having what degree? 0. So you will write it as numerical coefficient is equal to 0. You will write in this manner. See, numerical coefficient, all the numbers you will write it like this, okay? Numerical coefficient is 45. Degree is what? 0. This is a polynomial having degree 0. Okay? It's a monomial having degree 0. Now let's come to the next question. Minus 12 m square n. Now this is a polynomial because you can see here, this is minus 12 is a number. It's a negative number. This is the numerical coefficient and there is no plus and minus sign in between the terms. Minus 12 is a constant. Minus 12 is a constant in itself. Okay? And there is no plus and minus sign here. So it is a monomial only. So what is the numerical coefficient? Numerical coefficient will be minus 12. And what is the degree here? In this case, you see How will you calculate the degree of polynomial? See, degree of the monomial, m square. What is the power of m here? 2. And what is the power of n here? 1. So add these two powers. Now don't follow the exponent rule here, okay? You have to add the exponents even if the base is not same in this case, okay? So don't worry about that. So what is that? You have to simply add 2 plus 1, 3. Okay? Just add you have to add the powers of the variables. Whatever variables are there, right? So what is the variable here? M. One more variable is n. What is the power of m? 2. What is the power of n? 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's the degree of monomial is how much? 3. Next, let us come to this question. Now is it a monomial? It's not a monomial because in the base you have what? T square. So I told you it should not have any letter. It should not have any variable or letter at the base. So this doesn't come in this category, right? Okay, so we'll cancel this because it is same as what? It is same as 5t to the power of minus 2. As you know the exponents by now, this is same as 5t to the power of minus 2. So this is not a monomial, okay? Now this is a monomial because root over of 7 is multiplied to d cubed, okay? So what is the numerical coefficient here? Numerical coefficient is root over of 7. And what is the degree? Degree, what is degree? How will you find out? The degree of the variable is 3. So the degree is how much? 3. Okay? Next one. This is also a monomial. Okay? So what is the number part here? Minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3. And what is the degree of monomial? How will you find out here? Add the powers. 2 plus 5, that is 7. Very simple. I hope the idea is clear with everyone. So now let us come to the next category of questions. Okay? State the degree of each polynomial. The first question is asking you to state the degree. Some polynomials are given to you and you're asked to write the degree of the polynomial. So how will you do that? The first question is minus 19 by 15. And as you know, it can be written in the form of x to the power of 0. X to the power of 0 is same as 1. So what is the degree? What is the degree of this polynomial? The degree is 0. Yes? This is also a polynomial having what is the exponent or the power of y here? It's 100. So what is the degree of this polynomial? It's simply 100. Okay. So these two were monomials basically. Yes or no? Now let us come to this. 3p to the power of 4 plus. So now this is considered as one term because after this there is a plus sign. So there are two terms here. Now out of these two terms, see the variables. The two variables are p and q. The two variables are p and q. And what is the power of p here? 4. And what is the power of q here? 8. So which is greater? In this case, you're not going to add 4 plus 8 and write 12. Remember it because there's a plus sign here. That is applied only in the case of a monomial having many variables where you're going to add the exponents. Right? Clear? So now in this case, since these two are separate, these two are what? Separated by a plus sign. So this is one term and this is the second term. Right? So now this variable is having the power 4 and this variable is having the power 8. So which is greater? 8 is greater. So what is the degree? 8 is the degree. Remember it. Okay? Let us come to the next question now. Right? 8. So now you can see here also this is one term. Because after this there is a plus sign. So this is one term and this is the second term. Now in this first term you see there are two variables. Right? There are two variables. So these two variables are having different exponents, powers. So 3 plus 5, 8. This term is having the power 8 and this is having 2 plus 2, 4. So 8 is greater or 4 is greater? 8 is greater obviously. So what is the degree of polynomial here? 8. Try to understand it, okay? This case you are adding because it's single term. Single term having more than one variable. When the single term has more than one variable, that time you are going to add it. So for this term it is 8 and for this term it is 4. 2 plus 2, 4. So which is greater? 8 is greater. So 8 is the degree of polynomial. Okay? And now let us check it out. So here you can see in this case there are first, second, third, fourth. There are 4 terms here. Obviously this is having a degree 0. This is having a degree 5. This is having a degree 2 plus 1 because x is not having any power 2 plus 1. So it is 3. And this is having 3 plus 1, 4. So which among these is greater? 5 is greatest. Yes or no? So what is the degree of this polynomial? The degree of the polynomial will be how much? 5. It's as simple, okay? So just calculate in this manner, okay? Now let us come to the next question. Identify the monomial. Identify from the given expressions, you have to find out which among these is a monomial, binomial, trinomial, and also find the degree and the coefficient. Also you have to identify the degree and the coefficient. So how are we going to solve this? First question, 5c squared d. Obviously it is a monomial because you cannot see any plus or minus sign here, right? Single term is there, so it is a monomial. It's a monomial. I am writing shortly, you can write it properly, okay? Monomial. And then what is the degree? Now just see, it's a monomial. This c is having this, there are two variables. C is having the power 2 and D is having the power 1. 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. So what is the degree of the polynomial? It's 3. It's monomial. Its degree is 3 and the coefficient is, what is the coefficient? Literal numerical coefficient, it's 5. Numerical coefficient is 5. Okay, in this manner I am writing serially, okay? Now let us see this second one. 8, after 8x you can see there is a minus sign. After 5x square you can see a plus sign. That means there are 3 terms here. First, second, third. So when there are 3 terms, it's what? Trinomial. It's a trinomial. Now what is the degree of this trinomial? Let us see. Now here x is having the power 1. The first term the degree is 1. For the second term the degree is 2. For the third term the degree is 3. So which is greatest? 3 is the greatest one. So it's a, firstly it is a trinomial. Okay. Then what is the degree? Degree will be 3 because the highest power is 3. And what are the various numerical coefficients? For the first it is 8. For the first number it is how much? 8. For the second term it is how much? 5. That is minus 5. Okay. And for the third term x cube it is how much? Plus 11 or simply 11. Okay. So these are the numerical coefficients you are going to write down. Remember it. Okay. Now let's come to the third question. 12abc minus 8a square b square c square. Okay. So obviously you can see here after this term there is a minus sign. So this is one term and then this is the second term. So this will come under what? Having 2 terms. So it is what? Binomial. It is what? Binomial. Remember it? Clear? So it's a binomial. And now let us check the powers. Check the degree. Find out the degree of this trinomial. A to the power of 1, b to the power 1, c to the power 1. So what is the degree of this term? It is 3. What is the degree of this term? 2 plus 2 plus 2. How much? 6. Yes. So which is greater? 6 is greater. So what is the degree? Degree will be 6. It's a binomial. Degree is 6. And what are the various numerical coefficient? For the first one it is plus 12 or simply 12. And the second one is minus 8. Very simple. Okay. Let us find out now whether this is a binomial, trinomial or monomial. It's having how many terms? First term, second term, third term, fourth term. Obviously this doesn't come under any category. It is neither a binomial nor a monomial nor a trinomial. I hope the idea is getting clear with everyone. Okay. So now let us come to the next category of questions. Okay. So here I have done the questions for you all. Arrange in order of decreasing degree in x. Of decreasing degree. You are given some terms here. You can see. And you have to arrange in order of decreasing degree in what? X. Okay. So you have to consider x here. Okay. So now just see here in the first question you have 8x square minus. So which is having, see now here this is one term, first term, second term, third term, fourth term. So now among these 4 which is having the greatest degree here? Obviously x to the power of 4. So you will be writing here first along with the sign. So you see before this term there is a minus sign. So you will writing it minus 3x to the power of 4. Next is obviously x cube. So plus 6x cube. Then you have square. So it's plus 8x square. And then the last one is 12. Obviously because this will be 12x to the power of 0. No need to write, but you have arranged it in the decreasing degree. Decreasing order you have to arrange. It's as simple. Let's try the second one now. Now the second one you just find out how many terms first. First term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. It's having 5 terms. This expression is having 5 terms. And because you can see here there's a minus sign. So these two are separate terms, right? So there are in total how many terms? 5 terms we are having. Okay. So now let us see where x is having the greatest power here. Here x power is 2. Here x power is nothing. That means it is 1. So x is having the greatest power in this case. So we'll be writing here x to the power of 4 first. First you'll be writing x to the power of 4. Now next, where you have x to the power of 3. So this is gone already. X to the power 3 is in this term. So we'll be writing plus 3x cube y. Because you have to arrange in the order of decreasing degree in x. Okay. So consider x only here, not y. Okay. So 3x cube y. Then where x is having a power 2 here in this case. So this is also gone. Now the third one will be obviously this one. So plus 2x square y square obviously. And then here x is having the power 2. And here x is having the nothing is there, means the power is 1. So minus 8x y cube. And lastly, what is remaining? Minus y to the power of 4. Because you are asked to arrange in the decreasing degree in x. Okay, so this is the correct answer. X having power 4, power 3, power 2, power 1, and the last one is y to the power of 4. There the x power of x, we can take it as x to the power of 0. Clear? So now the next question. What is the standard form of writing an algebraic expression? Obviously the same manner you're going to write. That means you have to arrange x in such a manner that the highest degree comes first. Okay, the same way. So this is the standard form of writing. So how will you write the following standard form? First, the highest power. So it's x to the power of 5. Next highest is x to the power of 3. So we'll be writing 8x cube. Then minus 3x square. And at last you will be writing what? 17. So this is the standard form of writing an algebraic expression. So obviously you can find out this one also easily. So here we don't have any x, we have y. So we'll be arranging in the standard form. Okay. So where is the highest power? Obviously this is y to the power of 10. So first we'll be writing y to the power of 10. So after 10 we have the power 8 here. So it is plus 20 y to the power of 8 here. Then we have the power 5 here, you can see. So plus 4y to the power of 5. Then again we have here, next we are having y square here, 2 power, yes or no? So we will be writing minus 3y square. Then we have minus 13y. And at last plus 1. I think the idea is getting quite clear. First the power 10, then the power 8, then 5, then 2. Okay? All we have written? Yes? Yes? Okay? So this way you will be writing the standard form. Okay? Now let's come to the next category of questions. You have to evaluate, okay, somewhat you have done. Okay? So the value of A is 2, the value of B is 1, and the value of C is given to you as 10. Okay? So now some expressions are given to you. Just simply to put the values and find out. So let us solve the first number here. So you have half, 1 by 2 is a constant. C, what is the value for C here? It's 10. So that means 1 by 2 is multiplied to what? 10 obviously. Okay. Then you have to the power of 3. Okay. So easily you can cancel it. Clear? So how much you got here? 5 cube. That is equal to how much? 125. First solve what is inside the bracket. So 5 to the power of 3, 5 cube, that is equal to 5 multiplied to 5 multiplied to 5, that is 125. So all are interrelated, you can see. Yes or no? Now 3a cube is very simple. So now in place of, so we will be writing 3 here. In place of a, we will be writing what? 2 cube. Place of a, 2 cube. Place of b, simply 1. First case, simply put the values. Okay. Now 3 multiplied to 2 to the power of 3, as you know now, 3 by 8 by 1 is okay. Now no need to be written, so 3 8s are how much? 24. Clear? Third number, 9. A square. A is what? 2. So it is 2 square. B square. B is what? 1. So it's the square of 1. Now 9. 2 square is 4. 1 square is 1. So 9 multiplied to 3 will give us how much? 27. Very simply, just put the values. Okay. Now let's come to the last one here. Minus a. A is 2. So minus a will be how much? Minus 2. Then you have minus b. Minus b is minus 1. B is 1 and minus sign is there. Clear? Plus c. Plus c. Plus c is how much? 10. Okay. Now got the knowledge of integers already? Yes or no? So minus 2 minus 1 is how much? Minus 3. Minus 3 plus 10 whole square. Yes. Minus 3 plus 10 whole square. Now minus 3 plus 10 will be 7. 7 square is how much? 49. So very simply you will be solving it. Okay. Is it clear? So now students, as you can see here, I have got 2 questions for you on the board, and the question is asking you that write algebraic expressions. You have to write algebraic expressions for the following statements, right? So let us see how to go for it. Okay. The first question is Rita's age is 4 less than 4 times her daughter's age. So daughter's age is how much? X. Daughter's age is how much? X. Okay, so how are you going to solve it? Just first question number I am going to solve. So daughter's age is X, right? Rita's age is 4 less than 4 times. So 4 times her daughter's age. Rita's age will be, just understand it. What is the daughter's age? Daughter's age is X. So Rita's age is what? First thing you have to find out, 4 times her daughter's age. So what is 4 times of X? 4 times of X is how much? 4X. 4 times, 2 times of anything is 2X. 2 times of X is 2, 3 times of X is 3X. So like that 4 times of her daughter's age. So 4 times of her daughter's age. What is her daughter's age? Her daughter's age is X. So 4X, and not only that much. 4 times her daughter's age is over 4X. But then again, 4 less than 4 times her daughter's age. So 4 less than 4 times. 4 times her daughter's age is 4X. 4 less than that means what it is? Subtracting 4 from it. So what is the expression you have got? Rita's age is 4X minus 4. It is 4 less than 4 times of her daughter's age. So this way if you are proceeding, it will be more easy for you all. Okay. Next. The next question. Let's see. The expression for a 3-digit number. When the hundreds digit is A, tens digit is B, and units digit is C. Okay. So it's very important, students. See here. Just consider a 3-digit number. Suppose let me consider 123. Let us take an example of a 3-digit number. So how are you going to write the expanded form of 123? It's 100 plus 20 plus 3, or 1 multiplied to 100 plus 2 multiplied to 10 plus 3 multiplied to what? 1. Isn't it? This is the way you're writing 123, the expanded form. So now, in the question it is asked to you that what is the expression for a 3-digit number? You have to write the expression for a 3-digit number like this when the hundreds digit is A, hundreds place. That means here in this case you see 123 is a 3-digit number. 123 is a 3-digit number. 1 is in hundreds place, so 1 you are multiplying with what? 100. 2 is in tens place, so 2 you are multiplying by 10, and 3 is in ones place or units place, which you are multiplying by 1. So in the same way, what are you going to do here? Same way, in the hundreds place, what is there? A, so you are multiplying A with what? 100. Yes. In the tens place, what is there? B, so you are multiplying B with what? 10. In the units place, what is there? C. So you are multiplying C with a unit. Unit is 1. 1. Okay. So now how much you are obtaining? You know that when you are writing algebra, you are multiplying these. First you will write number part. So it is 100A plus 10B plus C. So this is the format of writing the number. For this expression, this is the. Now let us come to the next question. Okay. The perimeter of an isosceles triangle. You know that there are 3 types of triangles already. You are knowing scalene, equilateral, and isosceles triangle. So isosceles triangle. What is an isosceles triangle? Whose 2 sides are equal and one of the side is unequal. Triangle has 3 sides basically. Okay, you know that only 3 sides. So out of that, when two sides are equal. So how will you find the expression for this? Just number 3. The perimeter of an isosceles triangle whose equal sides. Perimeter is what? The length of the boundary, the sum of the three sides, right? Equal sides are p centimeter. That means two sides are equal. So two sides are equal, p centimeter. So both the equal sides, p centimeter plus p centimeter, and the unequal side is how much? Q centimeter. So what is the expression for this? P plus P, no, not centimeter here. Okay, P plus P. P plus P will give us how much? 2P. P plus P will give us 2P. So 2P plus Q. 2P plus Q centimeter is the perimeter of the isosceles triangle, because equal sides are 2, that is P plus P 2P, and the third unequal side is Q, that is plus Q, simply. Now next, second question. The speed of a bus is, so now before solving this, you should know that how to convert the speed from meter per second to kilometer per hour. The method is multiply 18 by 5. And if I am going to do the reverse, kilometer per hour to meter per second, multiply 5 by 18. Remember this formula, okay? So when you are converting from meter per second to kilometer per hour, you are going to convert your meter per second to kilometer per hour, you have to multiply 18 by 5. Very simple. So very logically you are going to do it. The speed of a bus is, so speed of the bus is how much? Z meter per second. It's Z meter per second. So speed in kilometer per hour, you have to convert Z meter per second to kilometer per hour. Simply multiply 18 by 5. Okay. So you are getting how much? 18Z by 5 kilometer per hour. Yes, you multiply, you will get that much. I think the idea is quite clear. Last question. Last question. A pair of shoes cost rupees X. Pair of shoes cost rupees X. The cost of a dress is rupees 200, more than 5 times the cost of the shoes. Very simple it is, okay? You simply find out the cost of the dress. Cost of a dress. One dress, okay? Cost of a dress. Now what is the cost of the dress? 200 more than 5 times the cost of the shoes. First find out 5 times. What is the 5 times the cost of the shoes? What is the cost of the shoes? Cost of the shoes is given to us how much? Cost of the shoes is X. So 5 times of X will be how much? 5X. 5 times of X will be 5X. 200 more than 5 times of X means what? Plus 200. So it is rupees 5x plus 200. So I hope students your idea is clear with this exercise. Now with the help of this you can complete the previous questions in your exercises. So do complete that, and in the next video we'll be discussing about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and all those things, okay? So till then keep practicing.